All right, everybody, welcome back. Good late morning. Hope you guys are still doing well, and we've got more cornerbacks to look at. Specifically, we have more star cornerbacks to look at, actually. We have guys who are going to make some pretty serious money this offseason. We're talking north of 11, 12, 13 million a year on multi-year deals, longer term deals. So these are some guys who are going to be making some serious coin. So I don't know how much interest there's going to be on the part of the Seahawks or Seahawks fans. Again, like I said this morning, and it still applies to these guys. These guys are going to be a little bit cheaper than the guys we talked about earlier today, but do you really want to spend big multi-year money on a cornerback when you know Devin Witherspoon's extension is looming, and you've also got Mike McDonald, who theoretically should be able to find good cornerbacks from all over the place. So I don't know if this is going to be the right tree to bark up for the Seahawks, but we should consider everything. So first guy in this tier, I would still call these guys stars because they're going to get paid like stars. I would definitely caution against believing you're going to get star level play from all of them, though. Carlton Davis, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer, Super Bowl champion, went on the Detroit Lions last year, was one of the many, many injuries they suffered throughout that year. Missed 4 games, but when he did play, he played well. He gave Detroit what they needed in the secondary. Now they probably can't afford him. Now they're going to have some issues bringing him back. Just turned 28, so should still be able to get paid pretty good money here. He built a nice career in Tampa. Not an over-the-top great player, never made a Pro Bowl or had those kinds of accolades. Always misses at least a few games a season, but when he plays, he's good. Pro Football Focus, they thought he played well in 2024 when he was out there, 74.5, almost 700 snaps. So he's doing something right. Year before that, not so impressed. PFF thought he was below average on about 700 snaps. So that's a little bit concerning, I guess. Obviously, Tampa Bay wasn't as good in 2023 as Detroit was in 2024. So that's probably part of it. But you're still looking at this and you're going, okay, do I really want to invest big money into a guy when I'm not even sure 100% if he's on that upper tier? You're going to have to spend money to find out, according to Spotrac. It's 3 years, 41.3 million, 13.8 million per year. That's a lot of money. Again, I can't imagine the Seahawks being into it, really. And this one maybe more so than even the guys earlier today, because you're going to have to pay star level money, not convinced you're getting star level play, especially when you know he misses a few games every year. He's never played more than 14 games in a season. Now, those seasons where he did play 14 games, there were only 16, so it's not as bad, but since the 17-game season, 10, 13, 12, 13, it's a problem. It's a real issue. So not a big fan there, but that's what we're looking at with Carlton Davis. Mike Hilton would be the next guy up, about to turn 31. So you're starting to get into dangerous territory here with Mr. Hilton, formerly a Steeler, formerly a Bengal. So not an over-the-top great player in terms of accolades or individual numerical contributions, but he's been a solid starter in this league for some time now. There's definitely some value here. I believe Mike Hilton has generally been considered one of the best nickel corners throughout his entire career. Well, PFF thought he played really well in 2024, 75.9, 23rd in the league, almost 750 snaps. Year before that, 77.4. On a Bengals defense that is very bad, he's trying his best. Almost 900 snaps, by the way. So he's still really good, but you are getting into dangerous territory here. About to turn 31, supposed contract, 3 years, 37 million. So 12.3 million per year. Hypothetically, for the sake of argument, if you signed Mike Hilton, what you would then do is move Devin Witherspoon outside full time and have Hilton be your full-time nickel corner. Now, it's a whole different debate on whether or not would want to do that with Witherspoon, whether or not you think it would benefit him to slide outside full time and not play any snaps from the slot. That's a whole different debate. But it makes this decision, I think, even a little bit easier when theoretically you already have somebody in Witherspoon who's capable of playing at a high level from the slot. So do you really need to spend $12.5 million a year for 3 years on an aging slot corner when you already have a guy who's good in the slot and good outside, and you theoretically just need a guy who can take maybe 40 at most outside snaps a game whenever Witherspoon slides into the slot? So can't imagine there's any Seahawks interest here. And I would definitely caution any team on investing their free agency dollars here. No disrespect to Mike Hilton, been a great player in this league. Again, generally considered to be one of the best slot corners in football, but about to turn 31. It's hard to imagine him keeping this up that much longer. So buyer beware, be careful. You'll probably get more bang for your buck elsewhere, especially a couple years from now when this guy is entering the last year of his deal and he's about to turn 33. Last guy for this video, the third, well, really sixth guy that I would put on that star tier. And again, when I say star tier, I mean in terms of likely money. Rasul Douglas. Rasul Douglas, he's been all across the league. Was on the Eagles as a rookie when they won the Super Bowl back in 2017. Stayed in Philly for a while, went to Carolina, went to Green Bay, went to Buffalo, started a lot of games, missed a lot of games, had a lot of interceptions. There was a 3-year period where he had 14 interceptions across 3 years. So big time ball hawk there. Nice little player, for sure. Nice little career. Starting to come close to the end of it. He's going to turn 30 before the season starts. So he's looking for that one last payday. One last payday before his career really winds down. Again, not a player that's ever gotten top-of-the-line accolades. Never been considered one of the best corners in the league. Never made a Pro Bowl. Never made an All-Pro team. Been part of some good teams, been part of some good defenses, done some nice things in this league. But overall, Rasul Douglas, I don't know if he's going to deserve everything that he gets this offseason in terms of what you're going to get in the future. Pro Football Focus does have a little bit of a warning sticker here. They thought he declined significantly in 2024. 59.2 grade, barely average on a pretty good Bills defense. Over 800 snaps, so it's a good sample size. And they liked him a lot the year before. They thought he was borderline elite, maybe even outright elite in 2023. 82.2, 11th out of 229,000 snaps. So, plenty of evidence that he was a really good corner then. This was across 2 teams, by the way. He was initially on the Packers, and then he went to the Bills. Basically played half his season on one team, half his season on the other team. And you can see it seems like there was a decline. So, again, like I said with Mike Hilton, I am going to say buyer beware, and buyer also be aware that it's going to be expensive. Botrack thinks so anyway. 3 years, 35.7. That's about $12 million a year. Just shy of $12 million a year. So pretty good money. That's star level money. Maybe in this league you could say it's not anymore, because the best cornerbacks are getting $25 million a year. But for my money, if I'm spending almost $12 million on a cornerback, I want star level play. I have a hard time believing that Rasul Douglas is going to be providing star level play at this point. But you're going to have to pay that kind of money to figure it out in all likelihood. Botrack gets things wrong sometimes, but in this case, I think they have a pretty good leg to stand on. Rasul Douglas has a good reputation. He was on a good defense last year. His numbers were elite 2 years ago. It's probably going to come together for him. So that would be the last three guys I would put in the star tier. These are guys who are going to get paid like stars. These are guys who have star reputations. I don't think the star level play is going to come down the line. I think that if you sign these players, you're going to be paying them for past performance a little bit. And maybe for a team like let's say Carlton Davis was still on Tampa Bay, they won a Super Bowl with Carlton Davis, maybe they'd go, okay, we'll pay him for past performance, whatever. Still a good player, we'll overpay him, we like him, we won a Super Bowl with him, that's our boy. But for teams that are thinking about signing these guys from the outside, be careful. And as a Seahawks fan, I'm not really interested in any of them. At least the previous video, those guys were really good. These guys, they were good. They could still be good. But how much longer is that going to be the case? See you guys later. Go Hawks. That's video number 2 of cornerbacks. We're going to move on to the more high-end starter tier with the next video. See you guys then. Everyone, have a good day. Go Hawks.